Here's the step-by-step of how you're going to generate traffic. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to plan and forecast. Basically, you're going to figure out how much traffic you actually need to guarantee your success with your financial goals related to your information product. The second step here is identifying and then utilizing the primary and secondary traffic sources. So there's going to be one specific traffic source you're going to focus on and look at, and there's going to be a couple other ones that you think are going to help contribute to your forecast. So which traffic source do you think on its own is going to generate about 80% of your success? Which secondary methods are you going to use to take care of the rest? The third step here is then adjust and optimize. You are very lucky if you hit it right out of the gate and you're having a positive ROI. You'll usually start with losing money, and hopefully you don't lose every bit of money that you spend. So at least you have some data of, hey, under certain circumstances, people are saying yes. And then you work towards break even. And then once you get towards break even, then you have a lot more possibilities of what you can do and what you should do at that point. The other way is you can fail your way to success, as I call it, to where there's a lot of different adjustments you can make. So that way, even if you're losing money up front, you're getting a customer list, and then you can utilize and just create more information products to sell to that customer list. And so this is the adjustment and optimization phase. These are the three primary focuses of this whole training. It's very simple. You plan and forecast, you identify primary and secondary traffic sources, you implement those, and then you adjust based on the results, and then you work towards optimization and ultimately success. Now, planning and forecasting as the first step, these are the pieces of planning and forecasting. The first one is the price of your product. What do you plan to retail and or typically sell your product or products at to help you with your financial goals? What are your costs, the per unit fulfillment cost, and any other lump sum costs that might occur? So advertising could be on a per unit. If you're paying per click and it takes X number of clicks to make a sale, that means that your advertising cost per sale is a certain figure. A lump sum could be like, hey, you spent $500 to pay somebody to write your copy for you, one-time lump payment. But you have to factor that in there because we want to calculate net profit, what you're actually putting in your pocket, right? So price, cost, and lastly here is units. How many units do you need to sell to reach your goal for a particular product? So as you can recall, we have already equipped and giving you this forecasting spreadsheet in this file to where you can plug stuff in. So here's an example. I plugged into there on J9 and M9. That's my goal, my desired profit that I inserted, which is $15,000. And so by playing around and getting different forecasts here, I figured out a situation where I'm going to exceed my goal by a difference of, as you can see on M11 there, a difference of $1,952.00, right? So that's good, right? And this is how I accomplished that. This is contingent on my product A up there, which you can see. And column D2, I have priced it at $27. So at $27, if I generate 800 sales, that's going to give me a gross revenue of $21,600. The merchant fees I'll pay on that are 3%. I actually paid less, but that's because I've ran millions of dollars through. You'll probably pay about 3%. If I assume that my advertising cost per unit, if it costs me $5 per unit to make a sale, then my net profits are $16,952 after all my costs are associated. If I have zero lump sum or miscellaneous one-time or sunk cost. And you could play with this number and you could see, okay, that's great. Now I would recommend that you set a goal here also with a time frame. 800 units in how much time, right? And that's one of the ways to use this forecasting file. But a better way, I think, to use it is on a per product basis. You say, okay, if I'm going to sell this product for $27 and my financial goal is $15,000, how can I make sure that I reach that goal? So you might think, or you might determine, or you might project, or you might decide that you think primary Facebook is going to be your primary traffic generation method. So we plugged in there on D2, $27, and on E2 there, 700 units. So we figure 700 units we could sell on Facebook. That's a gross revenue of $18,900 minus merchant fees. We don't have to pay commissions because we're not utilizing affiliates. We're generating our own traffic. But if we assume that our advertising cost per unit let's just assume it costs us $10 on Facebook to generate a single sale. So we have to spend $10 in advertising to generate a single sale. and let's just assume we have zero miscellaneous costs here because we created everything ourselves, right? Then the net profit from Facebook alone as a traffic source is $11,333. But that doesn't get us to our $15,000 goal, does it? So that's why we add in 2 secondary sources. So a secondary source for me could be affiliates. And I could say, okay, I think I can move 150 units if I just, get a few affiliates. Price is still $27. Zero fixed cost, and this time zero advertising cost. But I pay a 50% commission. And so that contributes to my goal, another $1,903.50. And then lastly, here, solo ads could be a third thing that I plugged into as a secondary traffic source. Again, same price point, $27, 150 units there. I am going to assume that I'd have to spend $1,500 on solo advertising. That's a one-time cost, right? It's not a per unit cost. It's just a one lump sum cost, and that's going to give me another $2,400. Now, these are all hypotheticals, of course, and who knows if they're true or not. It depends on a lot of things, right? But the thing is, I identified on the second line there my primary traffic source, and then on the third and fourth lines, I identified secondary traffic sources, and you can identify more if you wish to. But all of those combined together have led me to feel that, okay, now I have a number to shoot for on Facebook, I have a number to shoot for on affiliates, and I have a number to shoot for with solo ads or whatever, and then put it through a time frame. Say, I'm going to achieve this in the next month, 2 months, 5 months, whatever you may wish to for your goal. And now you're actually doing traffic generation correctly. You're not just saying, boy, I hope I get people to look at my offer. You say, I need to move 700 units, and I can, okay, it's no big deal if I spend $10 in advertising costs to move each unit, because that will attribute this much to my financial goal.